Hey there, my friends. It's Dave Wood here talking to you from my beautiful home in the mountains of Escazú, Costa Rica. And this is the Daily Shortcut. And I want to say welcome. And as you absorb what you're listening to and you're watching right now, allowing my words to sink in as you're enjoying the content in this video, you're going to begin to become more powerful, resilient, and will be able to approach your business in new and powerful ways. I want you to remember what I taught in yesterday's Daily Shortcut episode. Perhaps if you haven't seen it yet, and if you need to see that, part one is actually linked to in the text below this video. So we've been exploring a skill set that, if not mastered, will become a source of great disappointment for you, and if mastered, will help you win bigger and better than you could imagine. The single most important skill or outcome in your marketing that I see so many people struggling to create in their business is getting people to happily buy from you, happily, as they're smiling and feeling good. No matter what it is that you're selling, as long as you're selling something of value to a market that reaps rewards from it. To briefly recap from part one, you need three basic things to make money online. Number one, something to sell, a product or service. Number two, a way to sell it, which is going to be a marketing system. And number three, people to see what it is that you're selling, and that's actually called traffic on the internet. Now, in order to effectively sell and get people excited as they're buying from you, you need to focus your marketing on moving your audience from where they are through any obstacles in their path and ultimately have them arrive at their desired outcome, which is where they desire to be. While you get ready to master the principles of influence, you'll discover that there are several ways of getting people to make a decision to happily buy from you daily. Again, I want you to pay attention, because by the time you finish this episode, you're going to have a better understanding and specific strategy for getting people to buy from you happily, no matter what you're selling, for the rest of your life. You can lay in your bed at night as people on the other side of the world are just waking up, happily buying from you. I want to share with you two different ways that you're going to find useful if you master them to getting to others to take the action that both you and they desire that are in alignment. The first is the use of direct suggestion, direct commands, direct calls to action that are in alignment with the sales process. A direct command is the most commonly used kind of call to action, especially on the internet. We generally learn from people who call this direct response marketing. In my opinion, you probably don't use direct commands enough in your marketing, and if you did, you'd immediately increase your results. And these are some examples of direct commands, and there's a reason for this I'm going to talk about in a minute. As you're watching the Daily Shortcut episode, you may notice at the bottom of the page a convenient place to put your name and email address. Right now, go ahead and put in your name and email into the form when you're done watching this episode. Hit the button that says "Give me the total shortcut" and watch the video that appears on the next page. As you do, make a mental note of how many times I command you to join and how it creates the desire to buy now. That's pretty direct, right? It is, right? And if you're direct with people, they'll take direct action. That's why we call it direct response. Now, as you continue to pay attention to this video, you may even want to pull out a pen and a piece of paper and take notes on what you're about to learn. You may even find yourself having the desire to enter your name and email below this video, and that's okay. You can do that now at the end of this video. So pay attention as we continue. See, what I've just done is a demonstration of a kind of a combination of direct and indirect commands, which most people don't do in their marketing because they're nervous, they're scared, they don't know how to do it, or they think that's pushy or whatever. But the reality is that you just need to tell people what to do next, and it needs to be in all your marketing. You need a specific, clear, concise, direct call to action, like a command. There's actually a formula for creating those that tells people exactly what to do and how to do it and describes it. The second way of getting others to happily buy is using indirect suggestion patterns that are built into value processes. And let me point out how to do this. I'm going to show you how to use an indirect linguistic call to action and embed them in your marketing so you can help people kind of imagine themselves in the process of moving towards the next step. Sometimes when people hear this stuff taught, they're like, "Oh, that's manipulation." And it's like, you can't talk without doing this stuff. And the reality is that you always want to sell to people who are wanting what you have, and the same things that propel one group to make a decision to buy from you will also make sure that the wrong group doesn't, if that makes sense. There are thousands of techniques that I've learned to do this in different ways, but I'm going to show you some specific ways to use indirect suggestion that I use in my own marketing. And there's a difference that's specific between direct and indirect. And here's why that things work like this. It's because people don't always accept direct calls to action because they'll push away and they'll resist something that is telling them exactly what to do. There's certain groups of people that will, even though you need to do it because you'll capture actually the largest group. There's another giant group of people that just don't respond like that. Now, the two kinds of people that are the best at creating mass influence through indirect suggestions are actually politicians, number one, and religious leaders, spiritual leaders, preachers, number two, right? And probably the preachers are actually the best most of the time, but politicians tend to do it on a really massive scale. And you can actually see that right now if you're watching this and you're watching this live, you're seeing it in the presidential elections. People are using this all the time. Now, most people are actually not consciously aware of what they're doing and why they're doing it, and that's okay. They're just reading something maybe from the way Jesus talked in the Bible and repeating it out loud, or maybe they heard another preacher and they're just repeating the language patterns. But you can actually do these things unconsciously, and it will still help you get the results that you want when you learn how to frame your linguistic patterns in a way that's useful for your communication, that helps people get the result that I want. Today, I'll talk about one indirect call to action pattern and give you some examples of how to use it. Basically, you can create a strong assumption through your words that whatever follows an event is going to happen. You do it, however, in a way that doesn't appear to be a direct command and is embedded into a story. Let me give you several examples of an indirect suggestion pattern you could use now, and you can use this to make more money. And you'll even find that as you're using it, you're going to automatically start getting more sales in your marketing. So after you watch this video, you're going to immediately feel more confident. You'll actually notice that because of the way that I'm talking. And you'll be more confident in a lot of things. Your ability to get others to take action, the ability to get people to buy. And you're going to find each day after you watch this episode, that ability is going to become more automatic because of what I'm about to suggest to you. And after you actually put your information in the contact form, you're going to see a video that will immediately give you power to make more money, just like politicians do, and just like religious leaders even do sometimes, although don't tell anybody. I thought that was funny, especially with the tongue, like this. I got slobber on my face. Now, during the video that you're going to see, when you hit the button that says give me the total shortcut, this is what you're going to experience. You're going to notice that you're drawn into the process in an attractive way that makes you think, yes, I want this. And what's going to happen as you start learning these strategies is your bank account can just continue to fill with direct, high-priced commissions that are just flowing in from whether they're commissions or whether they're a merchant account. You're going to smile and laugh at how hard it used to be and how easy it's become because you've learned these strategies. And before you decide to join, this is actually what you're going to notice. You're going to notice that you always get a certain kind of a feeling before you buy something, and you may even be feeling that way right now and you don't even know why. Now, those are some examples, right, that are really obvious of indirect suggestion patterns, and you can use those in your marketing, and you can spread that out naturally through stories, and you're going to find that that will create in people's imaginations things that will help you become more powerful, persuasive, and you're going to find instantly, even as you're doing them, that people are going to like to join you, and they're going to pull out their credit cards happily, just buying things actually because they want, because you're communicating with them now in a way that makes them feel good. Now, after you make the decision to apply indirect and direct commands in your marketing, you're going to feel yourself having more confidence and more power, and you're going to immediately start to become more persuasive, more powerful, more charismatic. You're even going to get more sexy. In fact, you'll find your muscles will just grow bigger and you'll smile more, and people are just going to be attracted to you. And I'm actually attracted to you right now. Did you know? I think you're beautiful. How did I find that out? I looked up a picture of you online. I'm joking. So tell me below in the comments, will you apply what you've learned and do you understand it? Well, you will when you take the daily shortcuts now. You're going to find as you go down, you fill in a comment and write me. As you're writing a comment about what you learned, what's going to happen is these concepts are going to come to you more clearly, and you're going to understand how to apply them in their business as you're writing in there how you're going to change things in your live presentations and your hangouts when you're conversating with people, to assume that things are flowing in a certain direction, and as you do that, you're going to find that they just naturally do. It's amazing how that works. So as you go down now, and as you look at that and fill in that information, the next thing that you're going to find out when you're on the next page after you put in your email is that I've prepared things for you that I'm actually just given to you for free, that as you take those things and as you download them, that you are going to just change. Actually, these concepts are going to come to you easily because this is the way that you naturally talk. Wouldn't you agree? If you think about your life and you think about the way you communicate, maybe you're on a date, maybe with your spouse, maybe with your kids, and you're playing and you just get lost in the absorption of that moment, this is the way that you speak naturally, isn't it? And as you learn to do this in a conscious way on a big level, you're going to find that you are going to make more money when you put in your information, or on the next page you're going to find that. And I've got an audio for you that's this whole show you get for free. I'm giving you that audio. Download that to your phone, and as you're driving and listening, you're going to find that you're changing automatically the way that you speak and get results in your business. And also, as you're filling out the workbook, it's going to take these concepts, it's going to implant them into the active part of your mind so you become aware of how much more powerful you've become. But here's the biggest thing that you're going to get today. That is going to be the total shortcut system, because I'm actually going to give you my entire system, and as you're buying happily, you're going to find you're actually going to be on that page, and you're just going to feel good laughing and smiling, thinking about how I told you that would happen as you're sitting there and clicking the button to submit your order, ordering the daily shortcut system. You're going to find that these things just come to you automatically and naturally, and that's what you can do right now. Go ahead and scroll down, write me a detailed, thoughtful comment to implant these messages into your mind, and after that, as you're going to the next page after putting in your information, go ahead and download those bonuses, and you are going to find that just today, like every day with the daily shortcut, you've just automatically changed and become a little bit more magical. I'll see you in the next episode.